We're talking serious comedy here with the biggest names in comedy. The HBO Comedy Hour, Robert Wuhls World Tour. Next on HBO.
Kevin, excuse me. Could I ask you about Robert's World Tour?
Oh, the World Tour, the one-city thing? That's unbelievable that he can do that. But, you know, if anybody can pull it off, Robert can. You know, he does that weight thing and the accent stuff, and I'm kind of excited to see that myself.
Can I ask you the first time you met Robert Wall?
Robert Wall? I thought you were talking about Robert De Niro. Robert Wall's an asshole.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he's a putz. I did one movie with... Is this about Robert Wall? Get out of here.
Tower, this is TWA 650. Taking off, copy.
Regis 650. Where you off to anyway?
Are you kidding? This is the Robert Wall World Tour.
The Robert Wall World Tour? Wow, what a show! Hey, while you're up there, check out the tail on Air France.
From the Blarney Stone of Brazil to the Synagogue of Shanghai. From the green streets of Sydney to the pyramids of Palermo. From Red Square to Red Button to the Leaning Tower of Belfast. To New York City at the Joyce Theatre in the heart of Chelsea. It's the Robert Wall World Tour.
Thank you. Thank you very much. How about one time for Benny and the Spiders there? That's great. Downtown Julie Brown, the World Tour dancers. And welcome to the Robert Wall World Tour, one city. It's kind of exciting. I have my own world tour in one city. On top of that, you ready for this? Today's my birthday. I gotta tell you, I have real mixed feelings about this. Is it just me? Don't birthdays come a lot quicker as you get older? They do, right? When you were younger, didn't they take a year? Right, and a year was a year back then, right? But I'm not complaining because I think, in fact, no, I'm sure we get better as we get older, do we not? Yeah. Don't we get better as we get older? Yeah. Of course you do, of course you do! I'm convincing myself, of course you do! You gain in every way, right? You gain in experience, you gain in maturity, you gain weight, but most importantly, you gain wisdom, right? Wisdom, I think that comes about the age of 30. You realize incredible things when you hit 30. The first thing you realize is how young people in their 40s are. I read obituaries. I find myself reading obituary sections. I don't know if anybody else does this. Anybody read obituary sections? Yeah, I do. All the time. Look, I'll see Herman Pafnick died. 97 years old! A young man. Drop dead, boom, without a clue, not a warning. Go figure. Go figure, right? I mean, my priorities are changing, and those priorities change as you get older. Gravity becomes a major priority in life, I notice, right? Everything in the body starts to go south. Doesn't it? It drops, it sags, it falls. You get less hair in your head, but more in your ears. You do, you get hair in your ears. This sucks. This is one of God's little jokes. And he's got time, he can set up a 30-year joke. It's true. You know what it is? He remembers when you laughed at the uncle. Used to come over. You know the uncle I'm talking about, a holiday time with the shrub sticking out of the ear right here? You know, used to come over. Come here, let me kiss you. Come here. Used to go. When I grow up, I'm never going to have that. Well, the fuck you ain't. Sexually, you get better as you get older. Right? Oh, yeah, sure you do. You bet. When you're younger, you don't know what you're doing. You can do a lot more of it, but you don't know what you're doing. You don't know technique, and you don't know style. You don't know the other. You don't know yourself. I didn't know. I used to get very. This is true. I used to get very intimidated by the naked female body. This, of course, works both ways. Sometimes women get intimidated by the naked female body. I've noticed sometimes women giving men's private parts these little pet names, cute little pet names, like Mickey or Weenie. I like when a woman calls it by its God-given name. Vesuvius. So named because it erupts once every 2,000 years. I went to the movies today. I had to relax. I went to see Dick Tracy. Good movie. Pretty good movie, Dick Tracy. You know what was missing, though? You know what they really needed? A reporter. Because... Yeah, right. No, that was fun. I got to, that was a great experience. Doing Batman was a great experience in my life. I mean, what a good time. I got to work with Jack Nicholson. Got to hang with Jack. Jack's the coolest son of a bitch on the face of the earth, by the way. He really is. I mean, Nicholson is, I'll tell you how cool he is. I was at a party with Jack Nicholson, and a girl came up to him and said, "You want to dance?" Jack went, "Wrong verb." Is that cool? I mean, is that really cool? Wrong verb. You talk about cool. Okay, now, first of all, I got to hang out with Jack. I got to go to work in London. I got to kiss Kim Basinger. Yeah, tell me. I got paid for it, too. I didn't get it right the first time, either. They cut out the scene where I boffed her. It was too intense. She couldn't handle it. Yeah, she had done 9.5 weeks, but not 10.5 inches. She'll never forgive me for that one. She's cool. She's very, very cool. You know what's interesting now is Batman's such a great experience. And it was cool for me because I was always a big Batman fan. Basically, Batman comic books. Not the Batman TV show, though. I was a Batman comic book. The TV show was too campy for me. It was just too jokey and campy, you know. It wasn't as bad as a Superman TV show. Remember the Superman TV show with George Reeves? Okay, here's the scene. Superman corners the bad guy, right? The bad guy whips out a gun. Do you remember that episode? The bad guy then proceeds at point-blank range to empty the gun. So, bang, 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 bang. Soup is standing there, right? I'm on first-name basis with all superheroes, you should know. Superman's standing there, you know, with his hands on his hips, with that bored look on his face, you know, and he's got that shit-eating grin as they're bouncing off it, that grin that seems to say, "You stupid bastard, I'm Superman." Didn't you see the name on the show? It's not called Big Dumb Fat Guy with Gun, now is it? But he just bang, 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 and he's just standing there. But invariably, right, what happens? He runs out of bullets, right? So what does he do? Always, he throws the gun to him, and he ducks. Like, whoa. Whoa. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, come on. Come on. You're gonna poke someone? Sorry, how was that thing? I have to pat. You know, Superman's still on. Superman is still on now. They have it on Saturday mornings here, I saw. I love Saturday morning TV. If you watch Saturday morning TV, you're so hip ahead of the game. I was telling people about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a couple of years ago. This show is the best, because I would watch this show. I mean, the concept just fascinated me. I mean, how do you come up with a concept like this? Because I know the way these programming guys think at the networks. You know, there's 4 guys in a room, and a guy will say, you know, we need a Saturday morning TV show. Turtles are cute. Let's do something with turtles. Okay, Bill, but make them teenage turtles, because kids like to watch kids. Okay, let's run it by new management. Mr. Lou, what do you think? Oh, I want Ninja. Yeah. Ninja Turtle. Yeah. Okay, let's go to Brandon. Brandon, what do you think? Mutants. Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, I don't see that. Try some of this shit. You will. I still watch Saturday morning. I gotta tell you, Saturday morning probably had more effect on me. It's my favorite time of TV, really. I mean, I'm talking Bugs Bunny. I'm talking Roadrunner. So Rocky and Bullwinkle. George of the Jungle. See, I have a theory that the cartoons of yesterday were much more suggestive than the ones today. Case in point, the curious relationship between Popeye and Bluto. Oh, now stop and think. What do we know about these 2 men? They're both sailors. They've both been on the boat a long time. A long time. Obviously so, because the first thing they do when they get off the boat is proceed to fight over what could be the ugliest woman in the world. Olive oil, right? A real looker there, huh? The woman has an Adam's apple. Do you believe they're fighting over a woman with an Adam's apple? And what do we know about Ms. Oil? We do know that she has an illegitimate child. Sweet Pea. Where'd he come from? Who is Sweet Pea's father? Who is Mr. P? Wimpy? Wimpy? The picture starts to become a little clearer now, doesn't it? Seems it was only a hamburger he was getting now on Tuesday, now was it, huh? No. One of the nice things about being in the business I'm in is that you get to meet a lot of talented, really good people. Fortunately, one of them, 4 years ago, Billy Crystal, asked me to help him with his monologue for the Grammy Awards.
Rob and I started working together about 4 years ago. And I have to say, it's turned my career around, because he's found things in me that I didn't know existed. He's incisive, he's witty, he's gentle with you, and yet he has the way of getting the funny things, tinged with pain, out of you. And then when it comes out, you go, well, how did this happen? And I just think that without Rob's input into my career and my work, I wouldn't be where I am today.
That's quite a compliment. When did you first meet Robert Wall?
Robert Wall? I'm talking about Rob Reiner. Robert Wall's an asshole.
Are you sure?
Total. He's a total asshole. He's a schmuck. He's a garden slug. He is a Hall of Fame asshole.
Crystal's really, really good. I mean, he's one of the true comic artists, and it was great for me because I got to work in the Grammys, and you got to see all these, and the Grammys are a hoot. I got to tell you, this is a hoot, because you have all these music actors in one room, and you got, like, R&B guys sitting next to country and Western guys, and, like, the rappers are sitting next to, like, classical, and as a rule, like, Prince and Waylon Jennings don't hang out a whole lot together. I got to tell you, Yitzhak Perlman and 2 Live Crew don't get together come brunch, you know? And it's great. And you get to meet these people. Like, I got to meet Prince, who is very short. I mean, Prince is a short guy. I don't know if you know, she's very short. But I think he was cool because he showed up at the Grammy Awards with his bodyguards. It's important to have bodyguards, too, at the Grammy Awards, because you never know when John Denver's going to snap. Got to meet Michael. Got to meet Michael Jackson. Now, he is a lot taller than you think he is. You know Michael Jackson's over 6 foot tall? Yeah, it's true. Doesn't that surprise you? You knew that? He is, because I was standing next to him, and he was taller. I'm 6 foot, and he was taller than I am. Now, he may be in heels. I don't know. You know, it's a possibility. But, you know, he's 6 foot. I mean, on TV, he's only like 19, 21, 25 inches, like tops, you know? But I don't know if you know. He's peculiar. I don't know if you know that. Did anyone hear that he takes baths in Evian water? Did you read that? He takes baths. Now, how does he get his ass in that little bottle? Now, I happen to like rap music. It's getting, you know, a lot of bad press, but I like rap music. It's got energy. My favorite now is that all-female rap group, Run PMS. Yeah. We're angry, we're cranky, we're bitchy, we blow. If you say another word, I'm gonna cram it down your throat. What was great was, luckily, this year, they asked them to do the Oscars, so I got to work on the Oscars. They take the Oscars, you know, much more seriously, I suppose. It's you know, everybody comes down to the Oscars saying it's a popularity contest, which I guess it is, but what election isn't a popularity contest, right? I mean, I don't care if it's the Oscars or the Grammys or your class prom queen or the President of the United States. I don't care what it is. The winner goes to whoever the most popular person is at that point in time, right? I mean, that's the way life is. And it usually has other, you know, factors involved. It usually goes to somebody who never won before, or somebody who overcame a handicap, or or if they're dead or something like that. Or, well, for example, what was it, Marlee Matlin? Remember Marlee Matlin? She won a couple of years ago for Children of a Lesser God. Good movie, Children of a Lesser God, but, you know, Best Actress? Best Actress? I don't know. I mean, she did the whole thing in sign language. I mean, for all we know, she got every line wrong. I mean, look, she's giving it this one here, right? And they're going, oh, she's good, isn't she? Like, I don't fuck them. Actually, I was glad Marlee Matlin won. I really was. I actually thought she was terrific. I actually was glad for 2 reasons. One is I thought she was terrific. And 2, I picked her in the pool. Does anyone have Oscar pools where they work? You do? Yeah. I mean, I thought that she would win for 2 reasons. One, she was great, and 2, she was living with the guy who was giving out the award. Always a good bet. She was living with William Hurt. William Hurt was giving out an award. I smelled a rat. Because I know, you know, human nature. I could see this conversation, the way in the limo over, she's probably going, oh, Bill. Oh, Bill. Darling, I don't care whose name is in the envelope. You're calling out my name, or you're not getting laid anymore. Now, the winner is Marlee Matlin. I mean, who's going to know? Price and Waterhouse going to say, is that the name we put in the envelope there? No, but are you going to take it away from the deaf girl? Burt, speaking of movies, you know who's got a new movie coming out? Burt Reynolds. Wonder if it's going to suck. Hey, I like Burt Reynolds, but he makes a lot of bad movies, doesn't he? You know, he makes a lot of bad movies. In fact, I found out he makes so many bad movies that when somebody else makes a bad movie, Burt gets a royalty. What has he made, like 50 movies? About 56? I bet you can count the good ones on a hand and have a couple of fingers left over, too, right? Okay, let's try. Deliverance, good movie. Agreed? Right? That's consensus, a good movie. Okay? I like The Longest Yard. Anybody else like The Longest Yard? Okay, right. That's 2. Let's go to the other hand. Gator, Sam Whiskey, W.W. and the Dixie Dance Kings, The Man Who Loved Women, The Man Who Loved Cat Dancing, Hustle, Heat, Malone, Fuzz, Switching Channels, Rent-A-Cop, Stick! Cannonball 1, Cannonball 2, the Smokey Trilogy. Oh. You ever see Paternity? Oh, man, you better set the alarm before you watch this. Oh, I forgot the best! Stroker Ace! Stroker Ace! Anybody ever see Stroker Ace? This movie was so bad, I was surprised I wasn't in it. Oh, Bert's not going to invite me to his house. It's good to be back. The last time I was in New York was for Comic Relief, which was great. Comic Relief was the first time I ever got involved as, yeah, go ahead, you can talk about Comic Relief. It's a great cause. Comic Relief was the first time I got involved as a participant. I got involved another way. The year before is what I did is I called up, pledged $1,000, then told them I was kidding. They had no sense of humor about it. But it was a great, see, I do enjoy doing a lot of charity work. Charity work is probably the most fulfilling thing you can possibly, well, I enjoy doing charity work because I like to raise money. I'm terrible at asking people for money because you have to lay a guilt trip on people, and I don't like laying guilt, and you have to do that. That's part of asking money for charity. You know who's great at it? You know who's got it down? Sally Struthers. You ever see it? Does she have it down or what, right? She comes on with these kids that look bad. I mean, these kids look bad. Jerry's kids go, hey, these kids. These kids look bad. But then she tells me for like $25, I can become a foster parent to Wing-Wo. I can become Papa Woe. Me, Robert Woe. So now I must tell you, I'm the biggest soft touch in the world. So I'm lying in bed, and I'm looking at this, and I don't know, I can't sleep, forget it. There's no way I'm going to sleep looking at this thing. I actually get out of bed, write out a check, walk to the mailbox in the middle of the night, mail the check, and I figure, okay, I'm never going to see this kid again. But I don't care, because I know I'll sleep better at night, and I know the kid won't starve. Right? Right? The other day, I'm clicking through the stations. I'm watching my cable. I love cable. Cable's a great invention. Let's face it. You get to pay $20 a month for movies you wouldn't pay $1 for to see in the first place. You know? And you get to see them again and again. And they all suck. And Burt Reynolds is in every one of them. And I'm clicking away. And I'm watching this. But all of a sudden, there's Wing! There's my boy, Wing! Yo, Wing, it's Papa Woe! But I'm looking and I'm saying to myself, he's lost weight. He's lost 10 pounds. This kid is starving. What happened to my $25? So then I look over at Sally. I'm not crazy, right? I'm not crazy, right? What is she down to now? Sally's not starving, right? What is she down to, 240, 245 now? I mean, my kid is wasting away, and I gotta buy a bigger set to get all of her fat ass on her TV screen over here. But you do it for charity. I'll tell you, you do things for charity. My favorite charity story, my favorite charity story was at Giant Stadium a few years ago. Amnesty International, which is a top 10 cause, by the way. Amnesty's top 10. But they had this big concert there, and it was $100 a ticket. Now, that's a lot of money. Don't you think $100 a ticket? I think it's a lot of money. But what got me was the marquee, right? The marquee said, tonight, Tracy Chapman, Sting, and surprise special guest. I am the world's biggest sucker for surprise special guest. I'm the kid who used to go for grab bag at school. Remember grab bag? That's me, right? Because I'm figuring, now I'm pretty smart. I figure, God, I'm going to put one over on him, right? I'm figuring $100 a ticket, surprise special guest, New Jersey. New Jersey. Got to be Springsteen. Got to be, got to be. Okay, it's not Springsteen. Got to be Bon Jovi. Got to be, got to Yoko Ono. Yoko Ono. Yoko Ono. Now, I don't care what your standards are. I'll give you a wide berth here right now, right? There is no way in hell Yoko Ono is a $100 ticket surprise special guest, right? I mean, Yoko Ono's like picking curtain number 3 and hearing, wah, wah. I gotta tell you, there were 70,000 people in Giant Stage. And the guy goes, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome surprise special guest, Yoko Ono! And 70,000 people went, oh, no! Ooh, ooh. I do a good Yoko Ono, don't I tell you? Ooh, you ever heard Yoko Ono sing? If you ever heard of Yoko Ono, man, if it was a fight, they'd stop it. Hey, what do I get? How does she get up the hell of singing in the first place? Does anybody know? She has no credibility whatsoever, right? None, none, none. She is the widow of an artist. So she's the widow of an artist. What does that mean? She gets to carry on his art? What kind of bullshit logic is this? Does this mean now at Old Timers Day at Yankee Stadium, Roger Maris's widow can come up to bat and say, come on, Lee, give me your best shit. Come on. Okay, you can put Yoko and Sally on my guest list, huh, right? Don't I have a good job? Who here reads Playboy? Anybody read Playboy magazine? Nobody reads Playboy? Just one guy there, one kid there. Me and you, we buy 15 million copies worth of this publication, right? Nobody reads Playboy? Come on. I read Playboy. I read The Centerfold. No, I do. I actually read The Centerfold. Here's what I mean. Guys will agree with me here. We look at the pictures, and every month they have a girl who's really pretty and attractive and has a great figure. But guys will say, okay, sure, she's got a figure, but I'd really like to get into her mind. So they have that fact sheet. That old data bank right there, and it's always something that goes well with the accompanying photo essay, right? Because you find out pertinent information like, she has her bachelor's degree in psychology, her master's degree in sociology, she's currently working on her doctorate and plans to enter medical school in the fall. And then the first thing out of her mouth is, I like a man with a 12-inch wazoo. Isn't it romantic? Okay, I got to talk about romance because I really want to talk about romance. Romance and relationships, because they're a team, right? They're a team. I mean, I see people here tonight, and they go together like all great teams, like Tracy and Hepburn, Bogart and Bacall, S&M, Hoof and Mouth, Hook and Ladder, Vim and Vigor, Roger and Me.
Robert's a real romantic, I think. Most people don't know that about him because he's so funny. He's really funny and sexy, too, but I think he's got this great quality of, I don't know. I'd love to work with him someday. I really would.
It would be an interesting pairing, Robert Wall and Leah Thompson.
Robert Wall? I was talking about Robert Downey Jr. Robert Wall. Let me tell you about Robert Wall.
Don't tell me. You think he's an asshole.
Robert Wall's not an asshole. He's a dick.
I'm a romantic, and people, I have to work at romance. This is something you must do. And I know guys are always accused of not working at romance, which is fair. But ladies, I mean, when was the last time you sent your fellow flowers, right? Right, guys? We like to get flowers. I like to get flowers. I mean, my honey and I, we exchange gifts all the time. The other day, I went to Victoria's Secret, my favorite store. Oh, yeah, see, guys, this is a gift that pays dividends, you see. I got this great, what did I get? A great black lace see-through negligee. I got her something, too. She got me a wonderful gift, an old-fashioned shaving kit. You know the old-fashioned shaving kits your dad used to have with the lather in the brush? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know, it makes shaving the face more fun because I hate to shave the face. I really do. Shaving the face is the one place in life that the male got screwed. I'm not complaining to the women. In fact, my heart goes out to you. I don't know who negotiated your deal. What a deal, huh? What a deal. Women, you bleed, you go through menopause, you bear children, and we'll shave. Yeah! That's fair. Not enough? Okay, we'll go bald too, but that's it. got to be fair. However, women are much classier than men. That's what they got in the deal. They got class, thank God. If you don't believe me, too, how many women do you see stop at the light picking their nose, huh? No, really, that's guy stuff, you know? Guys are always picking and scratching, aren't they? I mean, always. I mean, it's like, you can bet if there's an orifice, there's a male hand not too far behind it. Men are tackier, right? Are we agreed? Ladies, are men tackier? You bet. You bet. You ever hear guys talk about old relationships in front of women? Baby, you don't know what a stud I am. I was with 42 women in 40 cities in 40 days. I was known as the Rand McNally of love. You ever hear guys talk about size? Size, big. Am I big? Baby, my dick is so big, it has a knee in it. Now, when was the last time you heard a woman say that, right? Actually, with women, it's interesting because with women, it's what they don't say, right? They're subtle that way. They'll say stuff like, well, I have been around the block once or twice. Then later you find out the odometer is turned over. With women, don't you? And you know what else women use? Body language, right? Women, do you use body language better than men? Sure they do. You know where I see a lot of it? At the pickup joints, at the bars, the hot spots. I'll see a woman sitting across from a man. I'll notice there'll be that moment of indecision, but if she catches him directly in the eyes and makes an eye contact and goes like this. This is a tip-off. Hey, I got one for you. How come dogs never step in shit? And they've got twice as many chances. There are other types of relationships besides physical, besides male-female, besides sexual, parental relationships. Totally different relationship, totally different communication, I think, dealing with your parents. Don't you think? The communication in my house always went, my father would give an opinion, he would agree with his opinion, and the discussion was over. And he was never, ever wrong, right? That's in the daddy book, right? Chapter 1. Fathers may not be right, but they are never, ever wrong. I'll tell you, my mother's first commandment was always, thou shalt throw nothing away. No, the woman throws nothing away. No, you never know. You never know. Put it upstairs, put it away. You never know. I went up to my attic last week. I met my great-grandfather. You never know. I'll tell you, I will tell you a great story. 10 years ago for his birthday, I take my father to the Washington Square Art Show, Greenwich Village, New York City. The idea was to buy my father a painting that would hang in the house and express the emotional feelings I had to my dad that I could not verbalize. Nice idea. Big mistake. Big mistake. My father sold wholesale fruit. You do not take a man who sells fruit to an art show. This is like asking Joan Crawford to come over to the house and look after the kids for 15, 20 minutes. You know, it's like... But I was determined. We're walking around for about an hour, you know, and one painting suddenly knocks me out. Artist by the name of Anatole. Remember the name, Anatole. Weird, bizarre, sick work. I go to my dad, I go, Dad, look, and he goes, it's a hunk of shit! Interesting critique, huh? Especially coming from a man who thought the world's greatest painter was Earl Scheib. Okay? Now, the guy wanted $50 for the painting. $50. So I go to give the guy $50. My father takes the money out, $50. That's not worth 50 cents. I said, Dad, it's a work of art. He says, son, it's a hunk of shit. He says, don't buy it, I'm not wrong. Fathers are never wrong. I didn't buy the painting. About 6 months later, though, my dad passed away. And I miss my father. God, I miss him now. He never got to see any of my work. He died just as I was starting out, and he was always worried how one made a living doing whatever the hell it is I do. But luckily, he left his sense of humor with me. Unluckily, he left the rest of the estate to somebody else. But I get a break a year later. I'm flown out to do the Tonight Show for the first time. First class, TWA, you know, the Tonight Show, the whole bash there. But I got to tell you something. The night before the show, I'm like this. I mean, going on the Tonight Show for the first time is the most terrifying, pressure-filled. I mean, you still got all your marbles, but they start to roll, you know, from one side. So my buddy sees that I'm uptight, and he says, Robert, take the night off. Let's go to a disco. You'll dance it out. I think a great idea, because I like to dance, and I go to a disco, except the place we go to turns out to be predominantly gay, which intimidates the hell out of me. You know, I could never be gay. It's depressing enough being rejected by women. I mean, I got to tell you, I was in San Francisco about a month ago, and San Francisco is a great city. I mean, it's one of the really great cities of our time, but it's 30% gay. 30%! 30%! Do you realize what that means, really? That means you look to your left, you look to your right. If they're not gay, you are. My buddy, though, at the disco, hits the jackpot. He meets this beautiful girl. I mean, drop-dead German, classic German beauty. Blonde hair, blue eyes, little dueling scar on the cheek, you know? She tells me she's got a friend. I figure, a friend? Right. Why? Because beautiful women hang out together, right? Right? Her friend was big-boned, full-figured. I'm talking huge. I mean, I'm no prince, but the girl's name was Bubba. My friend and his girl split. She asked me for a lift home, right? Which of course I gave her. She was actually quite a cool lady. She was sharp and witty, and I like women who are sharp and witty and not afraid to express that. But all of a sudden, she starts coming on to me in the car. This gets real juicy. There's good dirt coming up right now, babe. It's like I said, nice girl, sharp, witty, good to her mom, but, you know, the thought of actual physical contact had not entered my mind. But as I feel her hand, at first, instantly, at first I think nothing of it. She's rubbing my knee with her hand, right? And I think nothing of it, but then she starts making little circles in the back of the knee with her forefoot. By the way, back of the knee, file that one under good spots, you know? So then the hand begins its northern voyage on the back of the thigh, coming across to the front of the thigh into that ever-popular thigh-high territory, right? And as she is rubbing there, I'm thinking to myself, I'm thinking of Shakespeare. I actually thought of Shakespeare, because if you know your Shakespeare, he described the moment on the money in Richard III, Act 2, Scene 1, when he says, "A stiff dick hath no conscience." It might have been Macbeth. Anyway, we went back to her place that evening, and that's not nice. I gotta be fair. The evening was great. It was exciting. It was erotic. I saw God. He says hello. But the following day, right, I get dressed. I am leaving, right? I am halfway out the door, and something, and I don't know what, but something tells me to take one last look back. I turn. As I turn, my eyes freeze. Hanging up on her wall is the exact same painting. And I look, and I flip out. I ran in, I woke her up. I went, "Bubba, Bubba!" I asked her where she got this. She tells me it was a gift from her father, whose name happened to be Anatole, the artist. Art moves in mysterious ways, huh? The same person that created that. So I told her the story how I nearly bought the painting for $50, right? She tells me that a copy recently sold for $1,500. I was real happy to hear that. But I borrowed some money and bought the painting. I had to have, I really believe when these things happen in life, these situations, and this kind of thing happens to everyone, doesn't it? I really believe that they happen for reasons, and you got to take advantage of them. It's up to us to take advantage. I wanted it for two reasons. One is I dig the painting. It was very cool. It's very sick and bizarre. You'd like it, trust me, trust me. But secondly, much more importantly, my father had been wrong. It wasn't garbage, it was good. This is important, too, because when your father dies, no matter what your relationship is, you lose a sense of security. That's one phone call you're not making anymore. So you tell yourself, well, I'm not going to make the same mistakes that he made, which is very honorable. But as you get older, you learn maybe he didn't make all those mistakes to begin with. But there are other times when you got to trust your own gut feeling, trust your guts, go with your instincts, because your instincts are usually right. And I love my father, but we're all human beings, and where fathers may always be right, human beings are sometimes wrong. So now I get ready to go to the Tonight Show the next day, right? Except I'm no longer nervous. I'm really like at peace because I have this inner, I'm convinced that this painting is some kind of like sign, some good luck. I'm convinced as long as this painting is with me, it's trying to tell me something, you know? As long as it stays with me, it's going to, I don't know what, but it's going to tell me something. I'll tell you how psyched it was. As I'm taking a shower to go on TV, the painting's with me in the bathroom. True. I'm riding to the Burbank with the painting. I am standing in the wings of the Tonight Show with the painting as Johnny Carson begins his introduction. As he starts to introduce me, I rub the back of the painting for luck. When I touch it, a little white 3x5 file card floats to the ground. I pick it up, and it's the file card from the Washington Square Art Show. And I looked at it, and I started to cry as I read it, and it said, Artist, Anatole. Title, Hunk of Shit. You never know. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. I can't play the piano. You don't know how pissed off they are because I asked them to bring up a piano for that joke. It's a good joke. A man comes home from a hard day's work, only to find out he's been let go from his job after 20 years as a loyal employee. Let go! Like that. He empties the liquor cabinet, drowns all his sorrows, then walks to the neighborhood bar. He goes up to the bar, says, bartender, buy everybody in the house a drink, pour yourself one and give me the tab. The bartender pours everybody in the house a drink. He takes one himself and says, that'll be $37. The drunk says, I ain't got a penny. Now, the bartender's pissed. He's got to pay for this stuff. He grabs a guy, he slaps him, and throws him out of the bar. Second day in a row, the same drunk walks into the bar. He goes up to the bartender and says, bartender, buy everybody in the house a drink, pour yourself one, and give me the tab. Now, the bartender figures this guy's not stupid enough to try this 2 days in a row, so he gives him the benefit of the doubt. He pours everybody in the house a drink. He takes one himself, and that'll be $37. The drunk says, I ain't got a penny. Oh, the guy's steaming. He grabs the guy, he slaps him, and throws him out of the bar. Third day in a row, the same drunk walks into the bar. He goes up to the bartender, says, bartender, buy everybody in the house a drink and give me the tab. The bartender says, what's the matter, pal? You're not going to buy me one this time? He goes, no, you get violent when you drink. A man comes home from a hard day's work, find his wife moving out on him, packing a suitcase, throwing all of her clothes in a suitcase. He goes, honey, what are you doing? She goes, I'm leaving you. I just found out I can get $400 a night for sex in Las Vegas. He goes, no, kid. He grabs his suitcase and starts packing his clothes. She goes, where are you going? He goes, oh, I'm going to Vegas, too. I want to see how you're going to live on $800 a year. We'll try this one again. A man comes home from a hard day's work. You heard this one? He comes home only after finding out the results of his medical exam are in. But those results are not good. In fact, he has but 24 hours to live. 24 hours live. He tells his wife, and this is, honey, let's make love tonight like we've never made love before. So for the next 8 hours, they make love, and they make love, and they make love. And 8 hours later, he says, honey, let's not stop. Let's make love like we've never made love before. So for another 8 hours, they make love, and they make love, and they make love. And 8 hours later, he says, honey, let's not stop. Let's. She goes, you know, you don't have to get up in the morning. To find out he doesn't have a home. In fact, it's been burnt to the ground. He has nowhere to go. He wanders around aimlessly until he sees a farmhouse down the road. He walks to the farmhouse. He knocks on the farm door. The farmer comes out and says, what's the matter? He tells him of his plight. The farmer says, well, you can sleep in the barn if you don't mind the animals. He says, fine with me. The next morning, the farmer sees him and goes, how did your night go? He said, how did it go? He says, do you know you are the most amazing animals I've ever seen in my life? He says, what you talking about, boy? He says, do you know you have a talking horse? He says, get out of here. He turns to the horse and goes, hey, horse, how's he treat you? The horse says, he treats me pretty well, thanks. Farmer goes, hot damn, got me a talking horse. He says, not only that, you also have a talking pig. He says, get out of here. He turns to the pig and says, hey, pig, how does he feed you? The pig says, he feeds me pretty well, thanks. Farmer goes, hot damn, I got me a talking horse, and I got me a talking pig. He says, not only that, you also have a talking sheep. The farmer goes, the sheep lies. I'm originally from Union, New Jersey. Yeah, you bet. But we have a summer home in Newark. You know, being from New Jersey, you're always the butt of a lot of jokes, which is okay, because people from New Jersey have really, really, really good senses of humor. Of course, we've got to. We're from New Jersey. But I take offense when people don't know where the hell New Jersey is and they make jokes about it. I'm watching cable TV the other day, I don't know, channel R. And I hear a Japanese sitcom on. I hear, New Jersey. And there's a lot of good things in New Jersey. Atlantic City. Has anybody been to Atlantic City in New Jersey? Of course, right? Yeah, it's great. You think there might be organized crime there? What's your guess? As opposed, of course, to disorganized crime. Give me your money. No. But New Jersey is also the homeland or birthplace of such luminaries as Jack Nicholson, Meryl Streep, Susan Sarandon, Frank Sinatra, Bruce Willis, and of course, Bruce Springsteen is from New Jersey. We're real proud of this one. But you know what happens when you've never had a winner? Never. When you've been the butt of every joke, when you get your chance, you make sure everybody knows about it, you know? This has happened. This is a true story. About 4 years ago, there was a bill. I'm not making this up. I swear I'm not making this up. There was a bill introduced, New Jersey Assembly, to make Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run the state anthem of New Jersey. Does anybody else know this? Am I making this up, right? This is true, right? And there was a lot of debate because, you know, it was a progressive move, but when you think of an anthem, you tend to think of things like patriotism, pride, a sense of imagery. Let's analyze the words to this song, shall we? In the days we sweated out on the streets of a runaway American dream. At nights we ride through mansions of glory in suicide machines. you find very few anthems with the word suicide in the opening. You don't hear the dun 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 suicide. The funny thing is, you know, in New Jersey, most people who commit suicide have help. Sprung from cages out on Highway 9, chrome wheel, fuel injected, and stepping out over the line. Oh, whoa! Can you picture your grandmother then in a ball game here? Built out the old, whoa! Way to go, Nan! Here, babe, give me a forearm best. Imagery you want? We got imagery. Baby, this town rips the bones from your back. That's kind of a nice image, don't you think? They'll put on the flag, have a guy going, yeah! Come visit. Hey, we'll throw another spine on the Barbie. It's a death trap. It's a suicide rap. Is tourism going to zoom or what? But every anthem should have one line that does sincerely sum up the people's true feelings for their homeland. And I think this last line says it best of all. We've got to get out while we're young. Cause tramps like us, baby, we were born to run. What? I want to thank everybody here at the Joyce Theater, everybody for coming. We're going to ship you off with a little number we worked out. Since it's an off-Broadway theater, we'll do a little Broadway show, too. One more time for Benny the Spider. Going out here, they got a name. Pouring down the rain and fire. The rain is Tess, the fire Joe, and they call the wind Mariah.
So, Marley, how do you really feel about Robert? Wow. When was the first time you met Robert Wall?
On the next HBO Comedy Hour, Whoopi Goldberg wonders about American politics.
Big earthquake in San Francisco. Marilyn Quayle goes.